Hi everyone, this is Kevin from Supernatural Selection. Are you an independent creator? Do you have a webcomic or an Etsy store? Do you 3D print things? Or are you just looking to get some word out for your Discordian cabal with social terrorism? Well, we'd love to help. And David, I believe you've got some details about how we can help.
Why, certainly. If you go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, that is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, you can learn how to advertise with us.
That's right. I believe the rate is $2 per episode. You can't beat that with a stick.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, we've tried.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's literally cheaper than dirt.
Mm-hmm. And best of all, if you're not sure how to write an ad, we'll do it for you. We'll even record it.
Absolutely. Just let us know what you need in the ad, and we'll be happy to do that for you.
And again, that URL is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact.
And now, back to the show. And Mike is hosting.
Am I?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, you can't make me.
I mean,
we have your signature on a contract, you son of a bitch. Start hosting.
Yeah, bullshit. You forged that.
That's true. We
forged
did.
it.
Look, it was your hand that put the ink to paper. It didn't say that you were in control of your hand.
I got the one.
I have not been that drunk, and Kevin's not brave enough to come in my room when I'm asleep, so I know that's bullshit.
Also, he locks the doors.
Not when I'm asleep. I'm not afraid of y'all or anything.
Why are you locking the door, Mike?
I only lock the door when I'm out of the house.
Honestly, I don't blame him for that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm practicing safe firearm stewardship.
Yeah. I mean, what do I get that to prep? No. Anyway.
Oh, I don't have a safe, so.
Yeah. Well, technically your room.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I do that. But and I would run away, except I'm too tired to run away.
Man, we're all too damn tired.
I don't know why I'm so tired. Everybody's
the time
tired
change.
today.
It just,
I think it is. My friends
a...
earlier today I went over their house and they were tired. One of them ended up going to bed early, which, is unusual for him.
It was a real dumb idea to do a 5.5-hour D&D session today of all days.
That was dumb for y'all.
It was. I mean, I forgot that this was daylight savings, so. And then when I went to bed last night, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. So this is the distraction hole. I guess I'm being forced to host at gunpoint, although there's no gun
now,
pointed
Kevin,
at me.
Can you edit the sound of a clicking gun into that moment?
You're doing the editing.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm the one. Fuck, man, we are real off today.
We are fantastic podcasters.
So, I'm here. Kevin's here.
What's your name?
David's here. What?
What's your name?
Mike.
There. Okay, you didn't do
He
it.
says timidly,
this is the brief and to the point version.
Oh, okay.
Is this a trick question, Mike?
No.
Just the way you said it, it's like, what are we doing? Is this a bit?
I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
I don't know how comedy works or podcasting now.
Okay, so we got all that out of the way. Do we need to do anything up front before we get into each other?
Gross. We've got like David mentioned, we got done doing a marathon recording session of Spooky Dice Bag, so there's several episodes coming out of that, and holy shit, this was an exciting one.
It was my first combat with you guys.
Yeah, it was, which I've never actually seen a D&D monk in action. And Mike, you ever seen a monk in Dungeons & Dragons? Like a monk take a turn?
I have played with a character, or someone playing a monk character, but I don't remember a whole lot.
Well, David did his attack phase, got his turn, and we all just kind of sat back for about 10 minutes as he just kept having hits. because he gets like multiple hits per action.
And I'm very descriptive about what the fuck I'm doing. So
Yeah.
it was like
great.
choreography. No, that's the second time I've heard about how long my turns go this weekend. Because Saturday we did Star Trek Adventures, and I chained a bunch of talent stuff in the gameplay, so my turn took extra long. Because I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this talent. I'm going to use this talent. You're going to add this many momentum. You're going to take away this many threat, and just sometimes I pull that off.
What I'm hearing is that I don't ever want to play. I don't play Magic the Gathering anyway, but it sounds like David would be one of those players that says, oh, it's your turn. Nope, not your turn anymore. Just keep chaining things until you're dead.
Yep. I was banned from like the other players in high school. They banned me from playing certain decks.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It seems
you had a permission deck, didn't you? You son of a bitch.
My cheapest deck, my cheesiest deck was my elf deck. I get like 3 or 4 well-wishers on the field. Get a bunch of elves that give you like +X for the number of elves in play. I had a card where if I had 20 creatures in play, I won the game. I had cards where every time you bring in an elf, you get a bug token. And
oh god.
Yes, I was not allowed to play that deck, and then I had a blue and black deck that I was not allowed to play.
It's kind of your attack phase reminded me a little bit of when I played orcs and it hit my movement phase and everybody would go to fucking Sonic. And they'd come back and I'd be almost done.
Well, we offered to make you battle trays, so stick all your orcs in just a tray to move them all at once.
I don't remember anybody making that offer.
Yes, and you said, "No, I could do this." One orc, one orc, one orc, one orc, one orc, one orc. I'm just gonna keep doing this all night. One orc.
What? Stop it! What I should have done is just gotten like a yardstick and just move them in line.
No, you need. We also said you should get one of those things that's just those pusher things you see.
Oh
them,
yeah,
like an old-time naval captain.
Yeah, I wanted one of those.
Shit.
No, dude, you got to understand. We were going by point value, and everybody was like, "Okay, well, I can field."
It's like 2,000 points, right? So 2,000 points of Marines is like 2 squads and maybe a vehicle or something. 2,000 points of Eldar is like
2 figures.
Is like some Guardians and 1 aspect squad. 2,000 points of orcs is like all the goddamn orcs. It's like
it was 90 fucking orcs basically.
I can tell you that if I ever played Warhammer, I would be an orc player.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, no,
it seems douchey enough for me to do that.
No, they are the most fun.
Yeah, no, they just seem like they're very me-coded.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically, okay, Hopkinsville goblins in space.
Paint things red, they go faster and boom faster.
Yeah. Daka, daka, daka.
Daka, daka. Yep. So, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah, what?
So we're doing a distraction hole, so are we done with all that other...
Oh, we got distracted during the distraction hole. There we go.
Yeah, we're done. That's it for the intro thing, I think.
The distraction cast... So I guess one of us has to go next, and I don't want to go first, so Kevin can go first.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, welcome to the Stormlight Archives show.
Shit.
So, again, I'm reading the Stormlight Archives. I think last time we recorded, I was on, like, book 2. Mm-hmm. So I'm like part of the way through book 4.
Mm-hmm. Have we even recorded since I read...
Yeah.
The book? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I've lost.
I remember talking about
track. I've lost track.
Yeah. But what I wanted to talk about this time is first off, great series. The humor in it is much more modern humor.
Mm-hmm. Which some people complain about, but I'm like going, you shut up.
It's relatable.
They're calling it like quippy, like Marvel. Like, I hate that not criticism of, like, it's like Marvel writing. It's like, no.
It's not that bad, but it's like the kind of stuff I'd write into one of my comics.
Okay.
I mean, it's...
I like your comics, so you're okay.
So, sometimes, they put humor in these, fantasy books, and it's like, it's not funny, really. It's like...
It's like when somebody they try to do humor in Next Generation, and it's like, yes, but it's only funny if you live in the 23rd century.
It's only funny to the characters in the, that reality.
Yeah. But Stormlight, the humor is funny.
Yeah, and they say some more modernish words, but just so with any kind of fantasy story, I'm always thinking that this is basically a translation, right?
Right.
If they're in realities, people wouldn't be speaking English like this,
right.
So it's a translation. Maybe they're doing the thing where they're translating the jokes too,
right? And it's and I mean, they're not speaking English. They're not on Earth. They're speaking a language called Alethi. So
yeah, you got the universal translator thing going.
Yeah.
Put it in context we understand. Yeah.
Right. And one of my favorite things about this book series, and my absolute favorite character, is Kaladin Stormblessed, one of the main characters. And David, if you've ever wanted like an open house style tour of how my brain works on depression, read the Stormlight Archives, just the Kaladin chapters.
Hashtag relatable.
No, I mean, like, it's not just a matter of reading it and going, oh, yeah, I felt that. No, it's like, I have literally said that out loud.
It's like the whole meme of, like, people posting the joke, like, literally me.
Yeah, no, there is a sequence where he literally says, I wish I could stay up here in the light where everybody else lives. And I'm like, I have literally said that out loud.
Oh, okay.
He has done a lot of research into mental health, like depression.
Because, spoiler alert, pretty much all of his characters are fucked up in some way.
Oh, yeah. You cannot have the godlike powers in these books unless you are fucking broken.
Right.
There's a, like, what would you say is Lift's thing? ADHD?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, basically everybody is a mental illness archetype in these books. So it's really, really fascinating, and also, God, I feel seen. I hate saying that. It's been done, but, like, I feel represented more than I ever have before from this book series.
Oh, it makes me think about, like, this is a contemporary series for you. Like, it's still being published, right?
Yeah,
book 5.
The fifth book just came out in, like, what, December?
Yeah, right. I read it.
I'm just curious, like, what's going to happen, like, 20 years down the line? Kind of like how, like, Frodo became, like, a icon of the counterculture movement because of, like, the 60s and war and everything like that. I wonder if, like, 20 years down the line, this character is going to be kind of like...
I feel like he's a very important character in fiction to me, and, like, I know a lot of people feel that too.
Okay. No, it's one of those, like, I get those, like, little thought experiments. I get that, like, wild little hair, and I'm just like,
where's this gonna lead?
Yeah. No, but, like, it sounds to me like, he has that potential as a character, and, like, it makes me... You've talked about him a lot. I'm not saying this, like, as a criticism or anything, right? It's just... That's how fixations go. But specifically, when you were talking in the context of your character, Randall, like... it got me interested.
I'm fighting real hard to not just make Randall Kaladin.
And I told you to embrace it. So.
Oh, everybody in the cast was like, fucking do it! I'm like, no, there are things I'll do in there, but mostly because it's what's wrong with me anyway. So, and then, of course, he's got, like, this little character named Syl that follows him around. It's kind of like... He's like depressed Peter Pan, and she's Tinkerbell.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. It's like if Peter Pan had, like, major depressive disorder, and Tinkerbell was like, I wish I could fix you.
Every time Peter Pan tries to jump off a roof, he just flies.
Oh God. Well, he does. Kaladin does fly. In fact,
Yeah, he does
Shit.
fly.
he falls weird.
Yeah, that's the other thing. His power isn't really flight;
So-
it's gravity direction.
Yeah.
So, like, he flies by falling in what direction he needs to go. And he talks about flying, and Syl, the little sprite thing, is like, you don't fly, you just fall weird.
Right?
So, oh shit. Oh yeah. And so listening to the Brandon Sanderson like lecture stuff and him talking about his background and how he had originally gone to college for, do you say chemical engineering or
Yes.
something like that?
Was it
Yeah.
I'm like, going,
chemical
it
or
shows-
biochemical?
Yeah, it shows that he was, already a nerd in other ways
Yeah.
in his,
Yeah.
magic system.
And also, there's a lot of Kaladin, that in Kaladin, too, because, Kaladin was going to be a surgeon before everything happened.
Yeah.
And he was like, he got into the whole bioengineering. He was like, I cannot fucking do this. So it's, oh man, it's
Yeah, like knowing all this, having already read those books, I really wanted Kevin to read them because of the representation of depression, to see how it resonated or didn't with him. Like I was like halfway thinking, well, maybe he'll read this and go, it's not like this.
no, it is exactly like that. God damn it.
So I guess if you want to hear what, if you want to feel or understand how someone feels in depression like that, it's a good
Oh
series.
yeah,
So-
no,
Or
you're gonna read the book, think about me, and go, oh my god, you poor broken man.
And
Or
it's
you-
only five books so far, right?
5 Doorstopper books so far.
Oh, fuck,
And then
the Doorstoppers.
it's a 10-book series though, and the next 5 aren't coming out for a few years.
To like
Okay,
the
okay.
2030s
Yeah, because he's got his other series in the Cosmere to work on.
and other just books in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like that'd be the best place for me to start is with Stormlight.
Yes,
It's-
it's good. Although you could also, if you want something lighter, you could as in smaller books, you could start with Mistborn.
Yeah,
I see. I think the thing is, like, I picked a direction, and that's a huge
Yeah.
victory for me. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no,
stick with
no.
Stormlight.
If you want to start with Stormlight, that's fucking fantastic. You don't have to have read any of the other
Well,
cos.
and because it's also like an important book to you, dude. Like I
Yeah.
want to like get to know, like, because we're friends, right? But
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
like get to know a little bit about why your brain is fucked up a little bit.
I mean, like, there are characters in there with, like, PTSD and Survivor's Guilt and imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
dissociative personality disorder, which the bad thing about
Pick
that
your
character
flavor.
is... What's that?
Pick your flavor.
Yeah, well, the bad thing about that one is I'm reading that and I'm like, God, that kind like, I'm glad I didn't get into this as my mental illness
Yeah.
because I could see it working, but like, I don't want to.
See, the bad thing is, though,
Oh,
there's
man.
not a character for me that I've really noticed. None of them really I see myself a little bit in some characters,
Yeah.
but not any major degree.
Yeah. But man, it's
I kind of want to be Adeline, but
Adeline is amazing. I didn't think I was gonna like that character at first, but he's just so damn likable. You are incapable of hating him. Like even Kaladin, who was like, you stupid, rich, upper class. God damn it! Why can't I hate you?
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be everything Kaladin hates because he's, a light eyes, which is basically, royalty or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it in this world.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of Kaladin's, nemesis is all
Yeah.
the whole power
Class
structure.
warfare, yeah. But he meets Adeline, and he's like, God damn it, why are you so fucking awesome? And Adeline, for what it's worth, is looking at Kaladin going, God, you were fucking amazing. So it's
Yeah, quite the bromance.
yeah, it kind of is. There's been questions about would those two be involved in a threesome?
Yeah, there was definitely shipping going on there.
And Sanderson's answer was, I mean, like, 2 of the party would, but Kaladin's a prude. So, yeah, no, great book series, David, if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's also kind of made me, like, look at my own mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've kind of turned a corner recently in the last couple weeks. And it's partly because of these books. And like, the dark places haven't been as dark and deep. And I've been able to go, yeah, okay, I feel miserable, but I might not feel miserable tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is a huge shift.
I mean, that's the power of, like, entertainment. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You find the thing that, like, hits the right way. It, like, fixes the boo-boos on your soul.
Yeah. And Mike, speaking of, when you read that,
yeah,
did that give you any insight into how I think?
Well, like I said, at the time I didn't know if it was accurate to you or not.
Oh yeah.
So I probably have to go. I kind of want to do a reread anyway, but you know, I'd have to reread to know for sure.
Yeah, I've been at the honor chasm before. Yeah. So, definitely check them books out. God, my brain has been nothing but Spooky Dice Bag and Stormlight for the last few weeks.
Like, that sounds like it's a pretty decent week, couple weeks for you, though. Like, that
Yeah,
just gives
it
you something
is.
to be happy about.
It is. Like, I should probably be working on trying to finish a comic or something, but, like, I don't know. It's been those two things and reading about chaos magic, which is... This is going to be such a fun episode when we get there, David.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward
Chaos.
to it.
Oh, my God. Because, I mean, any magic system where the basic idea is, are you having fun? No? Don't do it.
Right.
If it's not fun, why do it?
And what's going to be fun is one of those where I'll get to come in and add a bunch of stuff, too, because I got all my books on Magic.
McGick, yes, we're gonna have a big discussion on McGick, and I can't wait for Mike to just be like, "Fuck both of you."
Oh, it's gonna be so great. Mike's gonna hate it.
Yeah, you're gonna. Actually, I think Mike's gonna have a good time with it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Let's lie to him. Let's lie to him.
He'll at least find it amusing.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll have a good time. Like, holy shit, people believe this garbage.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you're gonna be like. Man, that's all that has been in my brain for like 2 weeks.
Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, that and like there's been like a new Red Letter Media thing, which was entertaining. One of these days I'm going to talk about those guys on here, but not this week.
Yeah.
So... yeah, it's kind of what I got. I'm kind of, that's all, folks. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So,
Deet. That's all you got? That's all you've been doing?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, no.
Pretty much.
You haven't watched anything recently?
Not that I can think of. What?
I don't know. I'm just...
Basically just YouTube videos of like the basics on some Transformers.
You don't want to talk about some stickers and stuff?
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, forgot about them stickers. Thank you. So, I bought a couple of Transformers recently.
What? Seriously, you did? No way.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god. So
What, you bought Transformers? No.
I got the Studio 86 series of Bumblebee, so he looks like he did in the movie, and he looks like the animated Bumblebee in both modes. And I got a re-release of Optimus Prime from Generation 2, which Transformers Generation 1 was the original line that started in 83 and ran all the way to like 1990. When the sales dropped so bad they canceled the line. And then literally like 1 year later they brought it back as Generation 2, and it started out as just the original toys repainted and re-released with god-awful CGI commercials with some dude rapping about Optimus versus Megatron.
Hell yeah.
Because it was 90s as shit.
Hell yeah.
So, one of the toys they came out with when they started releasing original figures was Laser Optimus Prime. Now, this was the first Optimus that transformed into like your extended cab pickup, or trailer,
Well, he was a long-nosed
Long-nosed
tractor,
tractor
instead of the cab over style, which was the original
the
Optimus
classic,
Prime.
yeah. So, like, this is the first one, and he's got like red flames on him, so he looks kind of like he does in the Michael Bay movies, but with an oil tanker trailer. Now, it's called Laser Optimus because it had like light piping in one of the fists and in the eyes. So, like, if you put the gun or his sword in it, they glowed when you hit the button. So, laser. So, the paint scheme on this motherfucker was, is it garish or garish?
Garish.
Yes.
Garish? Okay. Well, it was 90s as fuck. Like, you know how the whole bit with Transformers is robots in disguise?
Yeah.
Alright, so, it's usually not a great idea if you're in disguise to have your tanker trailer painted with a mural of yourself mowing down Decepticons with a machine gun with your name emblazoned on it on both sides.
On the other hand, that's dope as fuck.
It is pretty fucking dope. And then, like, on your door, it says Optimus Prime.
Yeah, this is just, advertising it at this point.
Yeah, and this is just in vehicle mode.
Yeah, so it's not able to be a valid disguise unless, super sweet mural is, a disguise.
Yeah, so the tanker turns into a big, well, in the original it was a semi-big, like, battle platform of, like, launching missiles and shit. Now, Optimus, when he transforms, the nose splits open and turn into, like, these giant shoulder pads that look like he's got Ghetto Blaster speakers on his shoulders.
Oh, jeez.
And, like, he just kind of stands up. But they still gave him a grill for a stomach and windows on his nipples.
Window pecs.
So it would still kind of look like Optimus Prime. But
Is this the first instance of the fake window chest?
No, they also did that with Power Master Optimus
Oh, that's
Prime.
right.
But, the big thing, God damn it, when you stand him up and he's got these fake windows, it has the words Optimus Prime written over his nipples.
like name badge pasties.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if I walked around with no shirt on and pasties that said Kevin Heyman on, the right and left tit. So
You should do that. Get tattoos.
no, God no. So anyway, I ordered a re-release of this guy, like a new version, with like modern styling and posability and stuff. And he didn't have any of the garish stuff.
Very tasteful
Yeah, he's
Prime.
very tasteful, very well disguised. So I went to this website, toyhacks.com, TOYHAX.com, that Allie Bear directed me toward. And they had a complete goddamn sticker set to make him 90s again. So I did. Like, I spent from 10:45 to 1:45 one night just applying stickers to Optimus Prime. So he's got the mural. There's like computer screens in the base now. It's so fucking awful, and I love it. It is amazing looking. And then I got a set for that Bumblebee, which was slightly more problematic because of my shaking and the fact that the stickers are smaller. So I kept losing them because I go to stick them on there with the tweezers that I have from my Gundam model kit.
Yeah.
And I'd lose a sticker and I'd be like, well, fuck. So I get to work, and there's stickers all over my pants and face. And everybody's like, "Were you doing like a kindergarten project?" So anyway, I got most of the stickers on that I could. One great thing is it's got like stickers of the Autobot symbol to go over the Autobot symbol. Yeah. So it's like, silvered. They have a special one for Bumblebee in there. And I'm just going to call it Animation Error Autobot logo. Huh. Because in some episodes of the Transformers, one of the animators would be like in a hurry and just draw the Autobot symbol wrong. And they have fucking stickers of it to put on Bumblebee. Awesome. I haven't, but I'm tempted.
You should get that tattooed.
I should get that on my forehead. Instead of a Bridge 4 tattoo, I can have a shitty Autobot symbol on my forehead.
So you were using tweezers to apply the stickers, like when I was putting together my Gundam, and they're the smaller ones, right? So the stickers are super small. Yeah. I would use an X-Acto blade.
See, I couldn't get them on the X-Acto blade because of the shaking, so if I got them on the tweezers, I was like, okay, close enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it worked on Optimus, but Bumblebee, the stickers are just too damn small.
Mm-hmm. Well, except for, some of the stickers, you ended up wearing a few.
Well, that's what I said, yeah.
Even the next day.
Yeah, I found a couple.
You had one on your face that someone at work saw.
He looked like some kid's Easter egg.
I said he looked like one of those little kids that are just covered in stickers, all over themselves.
I did good in school.
Got a star sticker. Why is it on your cheek?
Grandma got me stickers.
I'm an anime rock star. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for reminding me of that. I did get those really fucking cool ass stickers.
Okay.
And I'm gonna order more and do up a bunch of my lamer Transformers.
Kevin's got the itch now. He's caught the.
I got the bitch
sickness.
itch. I got the bitch itch. Well, anyway, that's me. Who wants to go next?
Hey man, what's got you off in your phone there?
Oh, just going through all the funny Mothman memes and supernatural shit posts I've been wanting to share. I just don't know where to put the posts yet.
Don't you know about the Supernatural Selection Discord?
We have a Discord?
Yeah, for years, dude. Where have you been?
Can people chat with the hosts and get previews of upcoming episodes and generally post funny shit as much as they want with other listeners?
I mean, if that's your bag, personally, I wouldn't do that, but there are even live streaming events for the shows there, too. You've been in a few. How do you not know this stuff?
It must have been my doppelganger. How do I get into the Discord?
It's easy. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com. Now say that 3 times fast.
Well, that's perfect. Now I can share 3 terabytes of Hollow Earth memes. Get it? Terabytes.
Never mind. Forget I said anything. Just don't do that. You should definitely not visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com to join the Discord. We don't want you there.
Too late. I'm already posting my alien abduction fan fiction with the general chat.
Join the hosts and listeners of Supernatural Selection on the official Discord. Just visit discord.supernaturalselectionpod.com. Well, I'll say who goes next.
You tell us who goes next, Mike.
And David can go next.
My God.
Oh my goodness. All right. I've got a bunch of stuff I'm watching. I only want to talk about one thing today because it's kind of consumed my life. Now, how are you gentlemen with cringe comedy?
I'd rather punch myself in the dick.
Yeah, I see too much of myself in it, so I'm going, don't do that. Oh, please, why are you doing that? Oh,
yeah.
Would it surprise
why
you
would
gentlemen
I
to know
do that to myself?
Yeah, would it surprise you gentlemen to know that I'm a big fan of cringe comedy?
I figured.
Yes, because you're a monster.
Yeah, no, I fully admit to my more monstrous tendencies. I've been a big fan of like Tim and Eric. You know, I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
Tom Goes to the Mayor. That was when I first caught Tim and Eric. I've really enjoyed it.
I can kind of watch Eric Andre sometimes, but that's about the extent.
Well, oh, okay, for cringe, right? Yeah, Eric
Yeah,
Andre.
yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
The Eric
that's
Andre
a great
show.
That's a great show too. But you know, I've seen like a bunch of the Tim and Eric stuff, and like a few years back, I watched the trial of Tim Heidecker, and I watched some of the thing that I'm going to talk about. But I don't know what it was, but like a couple weeks ago, I just started like, I think maybe I was going through my YouTube like favorites, and I just saw the trial of Tim Heidecker, and I'm like, you know what? I've seen a bunch of this stuff, but I've not seen the full continuity. So I started watching the complete timeline in chronological order of the on cinema, at the cinema thing that Tim Heidecker does with Greg Turkington.
Yeah, now can you explain to Mike what that is?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little pitch because it's hard to describe this project because it encompasses so many things.
It's kind of meta entertainment too,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's the other thing is like the more you watch, the more you get invested, the more you recognize the patterns, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wrote this down as a description, which is two toxic, codependent sociopaths start the only movie review series with several felonies and a body count.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the simplest way I could put this thing. So, number one, it starts with this conceit that this is like another universe version of Tim Heidecker and Greg Turkington. This is like a Tim and Eric. We were familiar with Tim and Eric. This is like a universe where Tim and Eric never happened. You've got so you got Tim Heidecker playing Tim Heidecker, who's kind of like this guy who thinks he's a savant, but he's short-tempered, very rude and incompetent. And then meanwhile, you've got Greg Turkington in a world where his stand-up character, Neil Hamburger, doesn't exist. And he thinks he's a savant, but he's an incompetent movie critic who doesn't really know anything about movies at all, but he thinks he's an expert, right? So they do this review show, and it's on Adult Swim, and there's a structure to this thing. So they do like a 10-episode season where the episodes are like maybe like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 to 12 minutes. And structurally what it is like Tim says something that is going to happen, like he's got a project coming on, and then the next episode is like a week later and there's been terrible repercussions, right? He starts talking about like, oh yeah, I bought a motorcycle, I'm going to drive in from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And then the next week he shows up with a terrible case of road rash all over his face, right?
Oh, God.
So
there's actual continuity.
Yeah, so there's a huge continuity to this, right? So every season, more or less, caps with a live Oscar special that they put on while the Oscars are airing. And it is essentially a stage play that kind of brings together the events of the seasons and past seasons together. Tim's character tends to get drunk. Greg gets really pissed off about like how the show's going. Tim usually throws a tantrum. Inevitably, at one point, one person falls into a coma. There's
What the fuck?
Right. So you have that, but there's another layer to this. So Tim, he quickly gets fed up with the whole movie show thing, right? He's like, he's kind of got that wandering brain. He gets fed up with it. He hates Greg, but he can't help but have Greg on because they needle each other. So Tim starts making a TV show called Decker. And he starts developing...
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's the Adult Swim where it's the Adult Swim show where Tim Heidecker plays like a CIA agent, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I know exactly which one.
But here's the thing: elements from On Cinema continue into Decker, so then you have this interchange between On Cinema and Decker.
I had no idea.
So what happens is Tim starts his show Decker, Greg starts shitting all over it, then Tim starts a new bit on Cinema, which is On Cinema on Critics, where he interviews Greg with leading questions, and then the next week in Decker, you see that he has poorly edited Greg in as a character into Decker, right? And then they get into a fight, and then he ends up bringing on Greg as a co-writer to Decker. But Greg is obsessed with movies, so all his character does, he's like a master code breaker, but he talks about movies. He knows nothing about coding. He's always eating popcorn. And they've got all of these bits that all correspond to these things, right? They've done. I'm on season 11 right now.
Jesus fuck.
The Oscar specials are anywhere from like an hour and a half to like 3 to 4 hours.
Fucking hell.
And then there was the trial of Tim Heidecker, which, okay, imagine you're at like flipping through Adult Swim at 1 a.m. and you see,
like you do.
Yeah, and you see like, okay, wait, this is Tim Heidecker of Tim and Eric, but he's on trial for the murder of 20 people at a music festival. Because oh god, just all the shit that happens to Tim. Like in the first season, he gets lesions on his brain that he refuses to get treated until it's too late. He finally gets the operation, but his wife divorces him because I think she wanted him to like not get the lesions so he would die. But then she divorces him. The next season, he gets really into motorcycles. He also starts dating a foreign exchange student that he and his wife were hosting. They have a kid named Tom Cruise Heidecker Jr.
God, what the fuck?
And then he falls into the anti-vax movement.
Oh my god.
Tom Cruise Heidecker Jr. dies a year later.
What?
And then he's taken like 2 life insurance policies to produce more episodes of Decker.
What?
And eventually he gets fed up with the whole movie thing in general, so he starts his music career. So he starts a band called Dakar.
Oh no.
And then eventually that spins off into the project DKR, which is just them doing a dance remix of their one song that they perform, which is Empty Bottle. Then Tim gets hooked on vapes with his anti-vax doctor who was treating his son, and his son dies. And Greg's like, this guy's a murderer, but Tim, is like, whatever. So Tim gets hooked on these vapes. He ends up burning down Greg's VHS collection in a storage unit in Victorville. By the way, all of this takes place in the Inland Empire where I live. So it would be like, you have a public access movie review show in Mississippi that is recorded, and all these events happen in Natchez. Right?
God damn it.
Yes. So Tim.
The bad thing is that's very apt because Natchez is weird as shit.
So he causes at least 2 arsons. He severely burns himself to where he gets necrosis on his face and body.
Oh, what the hell?
And he has to get one of his bandmates to donate skin, and he gets another bandmate to donate his hand. So there is a scene in one episode where the bandmate who has lost his hand, they're eating cake, and he's just using his hook hand as a fork.
What the fuck?
Anyway, it all culminates with Tim Heidecker throwing a music festival that is poorly put together, unlicensed. They're giving away these vapes, and 156 people fall unconscious. 20 people die from the vape juice. And then they do a 5-hour trial, a murder trial, of Tim Heidecker.
I just heard all that.
Yeah, and then it is a mistrial, and he gets to continue doing his stuff. So, during the trial, he gets really pissed off at the district attorney. So then they make a movie about Tim running for district attorney.
What?
Suffice to say, it keeps going. I'm on like season 11. They eventually get their own streaming network called the High Network.
Oh, god damn it.
And they just recently did their, I think, like 12th Oscar special, and like apparently the roof collapsed on Tim during the Oscar special. It's just so good. But the thing is, like, all of this is just recursive joke. Once you kind of see the pattern, you see how all this plays out. You see.
Yeah, no, I get you. It's a formula with infinite variations.
And what I love is just there's moments where, like, you know the characters so well, you know something's gonna happen. So, like, you know, Tim, they do a special episode of the review show where Tim forgives Dr. Sand for, you know, letting his son die. It's called the Dr. Sand Forgiveness Special. And Tim is talking about the passing of his son. He says, you know, it was 1 week ago, and then he starts doing 1 week, right?
Oh God!
Right?
It's been
so yeah. So then later, there's a moment where he does like that. It's been, and you see him thinking about saying it, and because you experienced it before, you know exactly what's going to happen. And it's just all these layers of jokes. Like, for example, Greg absolutely hates music. Like, he like, number one, he despises Tim's bands, right? But also, he hates music in general. So anytime they're watching the Oscars, he's like, well, they should get rid of the song elements of the Oscars, right? He just does not like music. So one year, he gets to host the Oscar special, and he has to pick the band. So even if it's a band that he likes, he's a Hobbit fanatic, right? So he hires a bunch of people who play, like, Middle-earth music. They're a Middle-earth themed band.
Like folk music.
Yes. But it's great because you see them performing. Ideally, this is something in Greg's wheelhouse. But then they just have this cut to him just looking absolutely miserable as this performance is going on because he fucking hates music, right?
What in the fuck is this show? Like, you've been telling us about it for probably 10 minutes. I still don't know what the fuck this show is.
And I've been posting the pictures, like the living Oscar, the guy in the coma that that Greg puts up on a thing, paints him gold, and puts him in a gold bodysuit.
I saw that, yes.
I think I posted the picture of Tim with, like, the 3rd-degree burns and the bandages all over himself.
Oh, God. Yeah, this was on the Film TV YouTube thing, right?
Yeah. And I just...
Oh, my God.
And, like, just today I rewatched the documentary Mr. America, which is about Tim's run for, district attorney. That's played completely straight. So if you saw the movie and you had no context for this, it's still funny, but it's not as funny as if you had watched all of this stuff and you know the context of the Electric Sun 20, or why Greg keeps talking to the filmmakers about classic movies, and why he pulls the filmmakers over to a trash can in an alley because he got a tip there were a bunch of VHS tapes in there.
Mike?
Yeah?
I'm looking at the picture of the living Oscar, and there's like a CPAP hooked up to keep him alive.
Yes.
The sword,
that joke,
the thing that the Oscar holds in this image, Mike, is a gold spray-painted master sword.
Yeah, I see that.
What the fuck?
And what's great is you've got these jokes that play out over literal years. They've been doing this for, I think 12 to 15 years now. There's this ongoing joke where, so Tim gets easily fed up with Greg. Greg thinks he's an expert. So there's this debate about Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 4. Which Star Trek is the one that takes place in San Francisco? Which one?
That's technically
4.
That's 4, but I mean San Francisco's in a bunch of them.
But if you're
it takes the majority of it.
Yeah.
Takes place
Yeah.
there.
Like, what is the
one after
setting of
Search
the
for Spock.
movie, right? They spend most of their time in San. So that's the debate, right? So Tim's like, obviously, no, Star Trek 4. Greg says it's Star Trek 2. And there's all these times where Tim's trying to, like, point out, no, Star Trek 4 is the one with San Francisco. He brings in a novelization of the book, and Greg says, oh, this is a pirated, or this is a forgery, right? And the way that they layer this joke, they even do an episode of Decker where, Greg's character, Agent Kington, Master Codebreaker, goes to watch Star Trek 2, and he makes the point of having a VHS tape with like the VHX box art. He put San Francisco on the box art.
What?
Right?
Shit.
And the joke culminates with the trial of Tim Heidecker, where Tim, he brings in a character witness to dismantle Greg's testimony, and it's fucking Nicholas Meyer, writer and director of Wrath of Khan,
Okay,
The Undiscovered Country, and the writer of Star Trek IV.
Okay, I am giving them a lot of credit for getting that shit.
Wait till I tell you about some of the guests they have, right? So then, like, Tim puts this guy on the stand to confirm the thing. Meanwhile, Greg is in the gallery, and he has to be kicked out of the courtroom because he keeps telling Nicholas Meyer he's wrong, right? And they pull in, like, so many, like, great, like, obscure actors. Number one, they bring in Joe Estevez.
You're shitting me. Like
is a recurring
Soul Taker and Werewolf.
Yes, he is a recurring character. He stages an intervention for Tim after Tim burns himself from right. He also plays the president in Decker.
Now this is Charlie Sheen's uncle.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure we're talking about the same Joe Estevez. This is like Joe C. Estevez.
No. This is literally Joe Estevez. They got a lot of these actors were like, holy shit. They got Morgan Freeman's son, Alonzo Freeman.
What the fuck?
And then they eventually pull in Don Swayze.
Is that Patrick's kid?
Patrick's brother.
Oh my god.
And then in the most recent Oscar special, they pull in Eric fucking Roberts.
What?
Yes.
Like, okay, I know most people know him as the asshole brother of Julia Roberts, but, like, I know him as the Master from the 1996 Doctor Who TV movie.
Yes, that Eric Roberts.
What in the fuck?
Because as long as it's not Chris Roberts.
Who's Chris Roberts?
The guy that did Wing Commander and Star Citizen.
Oh, shit, yeah, he still owes you large.
Well, it was only $40, but yeah.
Fuck.
Still. You still don't have that game.
So, on top of all of this shit going on, right, there's also this level of incompetence to the production.
Of course. That's all I expect from anything involving Tim Heidecker.
And the Oscar specials are just beautifully done because they have these, like, editors who, like, you get the impression that they're editors that are not being paid and they don't give a fuck, so they will just, like, have weird overlays of stuff. Like, Greg is obsessed with The Hobbit for, like, 3 years, and he talks about how there's going to be an Oscar secret ballot where you can write in The Hobbit, and that's how The Hobbit's going to get an Oscar each year. And they actually bring on, oh god, I haven't even talked about, like, them actually showing up in movies. Oh, fuck. So,
what?
Greg, so Greg plays Agent Kington in Decker, right?
Yes.
So he, through playing in Decker, in the canon, gets a role in Ant-Man as the Baskin-Robbins guy. You know,
wait, that was him, right?
Yes, that is Greg Turkington.
What the fuck?
They play that in the show. The director of Ant-Man even shows up to compliment Greg's acting. So Tim gets pissed off, and they have a storyline where he pays $15,000 for a role in Fantastic Four, the Josh Trank movie, and sure enough, Tim Heidecker plays the father of Reed Richards in that movie.
What the shit?
Which culminates in an Oscar special where they're trying to determine which is the better comic book movie, and Greg creates a Oscar Olympics with events such as filling bags of popcorn, right? Meanwhile, Tim is pissed off throwing sandwiches from across the stage. And then on top of that, and like this is how weird this shit gets. You know me.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of Shudder, right? They had a series called Cursed Films. And they did a episode on The Wizard of Oz, you know, because there's that story about like the munchkin that hung himself.
Yeah, which is, it's not true, but yes.
It's not true, but completely straight-faced, they bring on Greg Turkington in character to talk about a shitty movie with Chevy Chase about the Munchkins.
Under the Rainbow.
Yes, Under the Rainbow.
I loved that movie.
They literally play Greg Turkington straight as a cinema expert talking about his VHS copy of Under the Rainbow.
Okay, see, that's why I can't get into this, because, like, I don't need this much lore in my comedy shows.
But
Jesus, I don't need a comedy show with a wiki.
There's actually a website called the On Cinema Timeline that lists...
I bet there is.
Yeah, everything in the Adult Swim era in order. I just love the complexity. It's one of the most complex comedic things I have seen, and like legitimately the acting is fantastic. Like the way that Tim Heidecker plays this kind of like twitchy sociopath who's frequently drunk, does drugs, has rage issues, and then Greg being this kind of like guy who's overly confident in himself and doesn't know anything, right? So like when he does his popcorn classics, he just kind of takes the VHS. That's the other thing about him. He does not like DVDs. He only collects VHS tapes.
I know people like that.
Yeah. And he starts doing these film archives of VHS tapes, and he has modern movies in there, so he's obviously recording the movies off of TV and putting them in VHS tapes and putting them in his archive. So he's committing movie piracy.
Right.
And he also commits Medicare fraud as well.
God, what the fuck? Oh my God, Mike, are you gonna be able to follow this up when he's done?
I mean, I'm not following it.
After the break, you'll be able to like, yeah, okay.
I will see.
I feel softened.
Like, what I would do is, if you're at all interested in this, and I'm sure you're probably not, because again, this is like an acquired taste,
You're talking to the listeners right now.
Yeah. There is a massive playlist on YouTube that is that's every episode up through the Adult Swim era in order. Watch, because the seasons, they're 10 episodes, but they are 5 to 10 minutes long per episode. So they're really easy to get through. And then on top of that, the first Oscar special is like, I think, an hour and a half, right? So
right.
It's worth trying at least that first season and then watching how the Oscar special culminates. And then see if you like it from there, because there is such a fucking wealth of stuff to that. Like, I have just become obsessed with it.
No, I understand why. I just don't want to get involved because I'm terrified of what it'll do to me.
Yeah, it's just, and here's the thing. I am literally going to subscribe to their High network, because
that's
also
an actual thing. That's not a joke.
Yeah, and there's a storyline within the season about them trying to launch a cryptocurrency. So on the website, the cryptocurrency fluctuates. At one point, Tim gets involved with organized crime.
Because why not?
Yeah, and then his adopted son gets shot and killed.
What the?
He got off on the mistrial because one of the jurors was drunk, and they couldn't come to a consensus. So he was able to get away from 19 counts of murder, because he was able to prove that like one of the people just died of a heroin overdose that was unrelated to the vape.
The vape juice.
Yeah.
God damn it, David.
It is amazing, and I haven't even talked about like the 40 podcast episodes that predate the TV show.
Fucking Christ.
So yeah, that's my distraction this week. It was a lot, but I'm still going through it, dude.
I feel like I need podcast cheese after that.
I mean, look, I'm surprised your brain is still in one piece after all that, because
mine or David's?
Yeah, both, but mostly David's, since he's the first-hand exposure. Like I haven't even retained like 5% of what you just said. My eyes glazed over.
I understand, because that's what happened when I tried to watch Tim and Eric Totally Awesome Show Good Job.
Like if someone held a gun to my head and summarized what David just said, I'd be dead. Like, I'm dead. I'm just gonna have to say, just shoot me, bro. I mean, I got nothing.
Wow.
You spend so much time learning about these characters, and like you understand them on such a level that you know how they're going to interact. You know how things are going to play out, and you're just kind of waiting for everything to fall apart at the end of each season.
This is one of those things, you're into this the way I was into The Young and the Restless for a little while.
It is like a soap opera in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's got like... Yeah, I can't wait for them to get Eric Braeden on there. No, oh, man. Mike?
So we're done?
Yeah,
So
I think so.
I guess we're taking a break now.
I would love to.
All right, well, we're going to take a break now, and when we come back, I'll, spout about something that's probably... I hope it's more coherent than what David said, but, it's yet to be seen.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Well, I can't count my chickens, Kevin. They're, really expensive and hard to get now.
That's true.
Like I can't hatch any chickens. I got no eggs.
Yeah, true.
We'll be right back.
Hey, Kevin here. Hope you're enjoying the episode.
Hey, who are you talking to, Kevin?
Listeners of our shows, I also want to let them know that if they're enjoying what we've been doing, they can support us on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Were you going to tell them about the early episodes? Also, Patreon-exclusive episodes that can be found there, too?
Well, yeah, I was going to do the
Oh, yeah, and then there's the other cool stuff, including art, merch for subscribers, like tote bags, hoodies, shirts, mugs.
Yeah, and
Can you believe people could support us for only $5 a month? You're definitely going to mention that, too, right?
I was. Support Supernatural Selection and the Distraction Hole on Patreon for as little as $5 a month. Visit patreon.supernaturalselectionpod.com to learn more and get started today.
So we have returned, and I believe David has an addendum to his insanity
now
that he
addendum,
graced upon us.
An addendum is an addition to a pair of pants, right?
No, that's what pair of pants are made out of,
Okay.
is addendum.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
So
Or jeans, at least, but yeah, sorry.
At the end of the first, by the end of the first Oscar special, I'm going to show you the funniest fucking picture that is going to live in your head rent-free because of how many times they overlay it onto this live special that is falling apart.
No.
In Host Talk.
Of course it's going to be in Host Talk.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yeah.
God fucking damn. So that just overlaid over the Oscars.
Yeah, so every time they're having some sort of conflict or somebody gets hurt or there's a deeply crippling emotional awkwardness, you get this fucking dwarf face.
That broke Kevin, apparently. I mean, I found it a little funny, but...
I kind of want to use that for the cover art for this week.
I gotta get out of Host Talk so I can breathe.
I didn't find it that funny.
No, Mike. This is one of those things that hit me in just the right way to kill me.
Like a baseball bat between the eyes?
Like steak on a rope that time.
It's just so fucking funny.
Oh, I get it. Like a piece of stale bologna on a long-haired white Persian cat.
When you threw the bologna on the cat and wouldn't stop laughing, and I was like, "What is wrong with you?" The situation is reversed. Okay, thank you for that, David.
You're welcome.
Jesus
So that's my pitch to you, Kevin. By the end of that Oscar special, that first Oscar special, which is done on Yahoo Video in 320p.
You know what gets me is the expression, just the dopey expression.
I mean, I thought that was just like one of the stock headshots of one of the dwarfs from
It is.
The Hobbit.
It is.
And I forget which dwarf it is.
I think it's Bongo.
Yeah, he hits the bong all the time.
Anyway, I'm done now. I just had to show that to you guys.
Okay, thank you for breaking me.
All right, so I guess it's my turn, right? So what have I been doing these past, I don't know, however many fucking weeks it's been since we did the last one of these?
Been.
Nothing. Okay, good night, everybody.
R.I.P. Tom Cruise Heidecker Jr.
I wanted to say R.I.P. Gene Hackman. That's a sad celebrity death I've seen in years.
Especially since there's still no, information.
Yeah, no, we've got information
Yeah.
now. His wife died from a disease.
Hantavirus.
And He had, oh my God, the memory thing that I may have, Alzheimer's.
Oh, so he was not capable of taking care of himself.
Yeah. So he was alone in the house with her body for a week.
Oh, shit.
And he died, and then the dog starved to death.
Now,
okay, see, last I had heard, the only thing was it was not carbon monoxide.
Yeah, it's so much worse than
I almost
I
wish
ever
it had
imagined.
been carbon
I
monoxide. At
swear
this
to
point.
God,
Right.
it would have been a kinder way to go.
now, here's the fucked up part. The latest Oscar special for On Cinema has the hantavirus as a plot point.
Oh, God damn it.
How haunting.
Yeah, no, like there's something about like this Tim Heidecker guy and being able to like see the right wing grifts ahead of time and stuff. Like it's crazy.
This is like every time Red Letter Media mentions a celebrity, they die.
Shit.
Like literally they mentioned Betty White and she died the next week.
Why don't they talk about like Kevin Sorbo?
I need to email them. Hang on, I'm gonna go to their website.
They have instead of like the death note, it's the death camera.
Yeah, okay. You talk about what you've been doing. I'm going to the Red Letter Media site and emailing them.
Actually, not a whole lot. Like, so I guess I can work backwards. So kind of lately, I've been playing a couple of games, just ones I've already had, and just kind of went back. And I was kind of craving a survival-y game, so I've started with Space Engineers, which is, space survival, build spaceships. Spaceships are fully, like, destructible, so you can, like, ram them into shit and everything. And I played that for a bit, started, building a little base with some, mining stuff, and then I was like, I want something a little more basic. So then I went to there's this kind of survival-y island survival game called Stranded Deep, which if you ever wanted to live the life of, say, Jaws, you could play this game. Because it has shark. You're stranded on a desert island. You're in a plane crash, a private jet crash. You're stranded on a desert island. You have to collect food and water and other things. Build a little shelter, fish. Eat too many coconuts and vomit. Eat some spoiled crab meat and vomit.
Did you ever play the Game Boy game Survival Kids? I think it was maybe like Game Boy Color. It sounds like very similar.
I never had a Game Boy, surprisingly. Like
I didn't either.
I always wanted a handheld, but they were a bit out of my price range until I was an adult. Yeah. So, I was very jealous of people with just original Game Boys and TurboGrafx 16s. Ow, Ginger. It's my foot.
Just a quick heads up. They don't have an email address, but I did just message them on Blue Sky.
Ginger.
Asking if they could start talking about Kevin Sorbo.
Seven Corbo.
Seven Corbo. That's a Star Wars character.
Yes. Seven Corbo. But anyway, so Stranded Deep, you're and obviously it has an end game where you get parts of an airplane. You find a World War II looking era aircraft carrier, and there's an airplane on it. You have to fix it up to get the end game, which I have not done yet, but you can build rafts and move from island to island because there's all kinds of islands around, and find there's also sunken ships around, which is the deep part. So you're diving into ships to find stuff, and so I'm a big pussy. No, no shade thrown at female genitalia, but I don't like the sharks. Like the sharks, scare the bejesus out of me. So I turned it on peaceful, so I don't have to worry about getting et by the sharks.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know. It just is
No,
something
I get
very,
it.
No. It's fair. They're creepy.
It's the same reason I didn't play Minecraft on survival.
So I can handle the mobs in Minecraft and stuff. Something about, I guess, because they're like under the water, and I'm like very, people are not the best underwater, so
No, that's fair.
And the fact that they're always assholes,
dude, you don't have to justify being afraid of sharks. People are afraid of sharks. They're fine.
was also saying in the game they're, way more aggressive than they are in real life. If you come across a shark, they're gonna come after you.
Yeah.
There's no like, they're sharks just, chilling like you see, a lot of scuba divers with sharks. Just their sharks are just gonna come at least, knock you out of your raft and make you scared, if not try to bite you.
Right.
You have a little nibble. So, playing those, did some like automotive work this week or last week, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I was really proud of you.
We can have a segment where Mike explains a thing in a car.
Yeah, well, so this is I have a new to me car, and it needed some things done, and one of them was it needed a new radiator because the radiator was leaking, and that's, you don't want the fluids leaving the car that often.
Yeah.
So, problem is this radiator was a big pain in the ass. It took me almost 6 hours, I think 5.5 hours of working on it. And the bad thing is like I'd watched some YouTube videos of how to do it. The YouTube videos said I had to take off a whole bunch more stuff than I had needed to in the end. And of course, a lot of those, I'd say 2 of those 5.5 hours were just me figuring out, okay, it's not coming out. What else do I need to take off? So if I had to do it again, I could probably do it in like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. But just the figuring it out, and of course being hunched over because it's a car, so it's, I'm hunched over the whole time. My back was a wreck afterwards. Ginger.
Good Lord.
She's just like rubbing my leg and like meowing her head off.
She just wants to love you, Mike.
She wants to gnaw on my feet too. I think it's because I'm talking and not paying attention to her. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, anyway, got that done. In fact, just before we started recording, I ordered a stereo for it because I need nice stereo.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have like, it's an 07 car, so it doesn't have like Bluetooth or anything like that. So I have to literally plug the wire into my phone, and then I have to like use the phone to actually change tracks and stuff. So
yeah, kind of a pain in the butt.
So yeah, but let's see here. Before that, even watching season 3 of Reacher, just fun. Just like seeing, it's in that kind of military kind of fantasy thing of like with the ultra competent, it's the Bourne Identity and stuff like that.
Sure,
just
but it's not as bad as, say, a John Ringo book.
Yeah, no, it's not, totally misogynistic and, gross and disgusting, but...
Like, I want to watch it. I like the actor.
Alan? He was great in Titans.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, the Amazon Reacher series is pretty good. Watching also the newest season of Invincible, which is
catch up with that.
Really messed up.
Yeah, no, because I followed the entire comic as it was released, right? So
yeah,
I think you're probably at the multiversal stuff at this point.
Yeah, just the newest episode was about the multiple marks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which, Film Gauge has been talking about how, I guess he's read some of the comics. He didn't before.
Or he's read about the comics.
Synopsis of the comics, that's true. But, and how it was kind of a little scaled back from how it was in the comics. I was like, well, I understand. It was like an hour-long episode here, which I'm sure in the comics was a multi-issue arc where they probably, had dedicated time to where him against, each of these different... Now, multiverse versions of him.
I knew that they couldn't use Spider-Man in the last season, which I have no issue with.
Did they have like Arachnid something?
Yeah,
or other,
Agent Arachnid or something like that. But no.
Yeah.
So I know that the Spawn issue is a whole thing to jump through. So I know they're not going to have Spawn, but did they have Tech Jacket and Wolfman?
Yes.
Okay.
They didn't like say their names, but they had someone that I guess is Wolfman. I don't know about Tech Jacket.
Yeah, so Tech Jacket's another one of those where it's like a Robert Kirkman character, but he kind of rubs some of his co-creators the wrong way, so it's a rights issue.
Everything I've heard is that's all he does.
Yeah. Same thing with Brit. Like, Brit was supposed to be... Brit's a major character of Invincible, but he doesn't show up in the adaptation. So, yeah, no, anyway, no, that's just me, like, flexing my Invincible knowledge. But it's good that, like, At least
Wait,
Wolfman's there because that's one of my
and
favorite.
did you say
persons.
Spider-Man was in there?
Yeah, there was the Angstrom Levy arc where he sends Mark through different universes, and there was literally an issue of Marvel Team Up where Spider-Man meets the Avengers. I'm sorry, Mark meets the Avengers, and he makes a joke about like, Spider-Man seems a little bit on the nose. And then he looks at Luke Cage and goes, "Let me guess, your name's Black Man."
God damn.
And then also they didn't have the rights to Batman, but there's clearly a scene where like, okay, Mark's going through the multiverse and he meets Batman. They also had one where it's the Walking Dead universe and that sort of thing. It was very fun. It was a very cool way of doing the multiverse before everybody got tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's good to have that knowledge because, like I said, I've only watched the show. I haven't really delved into the comics
It's
continuity
so good,
or anything.
Like, that show is so good.
Yeah, no, it's like probably one of the better animated, at least
It looks
domestic
amazing.
animated.
I just couldn't get into it.
I think if you're in a better headspace, you probably could. I mean, it's just a good, it's an interesting take on the Superman kind of scenario. But let's see here. What else have I done other than that? Really not a whole lot.
Good night, everybody. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm trying to think of. I've been racking my brain here, and other than the normal just pissing away time on YouTube and other web stuff.
What's it?
Like,
that video. You already talked about that video game. My bad.
I was just gonna say, like, isn't it fucked that we like haven't done these in a while, and then all of a sudden it's like I had too much stuff to talk about, so I just chose one thing.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to find stuff to talk about. Like, obviously you have.
And I was
stuff
just
you can talk
hyper
about.
focused on like 3 things.
Right.
I got a couple of things I can eventually talk about, but I haven't finished them yet. So
yeah, because the other thing I was going to talk about was Daredevil and Severance.
okay, I still have to watch the new Daredevil, and I have not watched Severance. A lot of people are talking about
I'm
it.
curious about Severance once I found out what the idea behind it was. I thought it was just like the name just made me think, oh look, another secession.
Yeah, it just sounds like people are getting fired.
Yeah.
Right. No, definitely different.
Yes,
I gathered.
We're worth watching. Yeah. Like Holly has become obsessed with it, and all she plays anymore are YouTube theory videos about Severance.
God damn.
No, it's funny. We have discussions about it. Yeah, she's very interested in like the quasi-religious angle. There's a lot of like Scientology and Mormon stuff going on. It's very, very interesting, very complex. It's like what if a cult started a company?
They did. It's Scientology.
No. I know what you mean there, but what if this is a company that produces like modern equipment and owns like literal like company towns? It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't like the whole company town thing because we're gonna get there soon, and I hate that.
Oh yeah, it's a dystopia for sure.
Yeah, we're on our way. Just set me free. Home sweet home.
Oh God.
Let's see. I got a cat over here bothering me like for the past 15 minutes.
The older and deeper in debt. Oh boy.
There's a lot of anime I need to watch. Like there's some shows airing that I'm waiting for them to be done airing.
I tell you what, y'all have got me convinced that once I'm done with like Stormlight, I'm probably gonna watch Dungeon Meshi.
Yes, you definitely have to watch.
Yeah.
Watch Dungeon Meshi and Freerun.
Yeah, that's the elf girl one,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
that one's so good. Like they're both so good in so different ways.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Dungeon
like
Meshi.
two peak elf girl characters. I love them.
Yes. Oh God, yes.
Well-
Freerun and
Marcel.
Did you just move?
Marcel. Yeah.
Now, Mike, did you watch Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
That's on my list. That's one
They
of the ones.
literally just finished the season after that hiatus where the animator was like, look, we have to delay this.
Yeah.
So they just finished it.
Yeah, that's one I need to pick. Oh, God, my anime list is so long. I just keep adding stuff to it and not watching.
Yeah. Well, I feel you.
Yeah.
I just had a thought. You know what we should do, or it would be fun to do.
What's that?
Could do a anime club instead of book club. So I saw because one of the subreddits I'm in for PS Vita, they're doing a game book club. So they'll have like, for this week you have to play this game, and then we come talk about it on this date.
Oh shit! I just forgot. Completely forgot to mention the ukulele thing. I'll talk about it next week.
Okay. But we should do that with like a show or something.
I'm gonna plug like the cringiest fucking shit imaginable, and you're gonna hate me for it.
We did that with Dan to Dan.
And Dan to Dan, I was really happy we did that because, god damn, I love that show.
Well,
we could just
I'm
pick
gonna
a different show.
The next yokai episode I do is probably going to be themed after Dan to Dan. Talk about the yokai that show up on the show.
So you're going to be running around in your underwear.
No, I've got like a really cringe anime that I wanted to talk about, but I'll probably save that for another time if we're going to do this anime club thing.
I mean, it could just be its own little thing. We'll workshop it.
We'll just call it the anime corner.
Well, we've talked about like maybe doing like testing some other kind of shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I still want Mike. I think we could call it Stalling for Time with Mike.
Wait, stalling for time or Stalin for time?
Stalin for time.
Stalling. But yeah, like literally, we tell Mike, you got to fill 30 minutes. Go.
Comrade.
Stalling for time, comrade.
We could Photoshop you as like a czarist.
We should give him the mustache.
Yeah. No, I think that would be fun. Like, okay, Mike, you're on the hook for 30 minutes. Entertain us.
Here I am now. Entertain me.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, I'd need feedback. I need like.
Oh no, we would be there to like nudge you on, and then.
Yeah.
We could have buzzers. We could have buzzers.
You could what you need to do is like point me in a direction. And like say, I have
we'll workshop
choice
it.
paralysis, so.
No, we'll workshop it, but it just seems really stupid and fun.
Yeah.
I can half vaguely explain things.
Yeah.
Like I usually do.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, what we can do is, like, we can research the topic afterwards, and in your next episode of it, we tell you how wrong you were.
Well, that would be a show. That would be a show called An Addendum.
That would be. We could call
an addendum,
or we could call it. Well, we can't call it actually, but
push his glasses up.
No. You wrong, bitch.
He wrong.
So we had a anime con in town this weekend, and we didn't go because
I don't
like an anime con in Jackson. Oh god.
Yeah.
No, we've got like two fairly big cons, an anime con and a comic con, and I don't like the people that run it.
At least as far as we can tell, it's those people.
It is those people because they still send me emails inviting me to both.
Well, I looked on their site and I couldn't find any information about who runs it.
I know, but I'm still getting emails from the dude.
Well,
So, anyway, Anime Con here in town.
And we didn't go because, one, we worked Saturday, and two, my Sundays are always pretty packed.
Well, they did have, what's his name? He was a Power Ranger, and he voiced Vash the Stampede in the American dub.
Oh, shit.
John Young Bosch, is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah, he was there.
He did when I was at UCR for my bachelor's, they had a bunch of voice actors do a panel. And he was among them. He was also there with Tom Kenny. That's how I learned to do the SpongeBob laugh and everything like that. That was neat. So, hey, 6 degrees of separation, I guess.
And also Rufio from... is he at the other one?
I think he's at Comic-Con, yes.
Okay, yeah, the guy that played Rufio in...
Dante Basco.
Hook. Yeah, he's going to be at one of them.
Yeah.
He's going to be at the Comic-Con.
For us, he's Rufio, but for a lot of people, he's Zuko.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, there was somebody up, man. You know, the weirdest person that's going to be at the Comic-Con here in town is Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a we couldn't get anyone else
situation. I'm sitting here, but they also have Jerry the King Lawler coming. I'm like, is this going to be a love connection? Is she going to hook up with another king?
Oh God, I haven't even talked about the fucking wrestling stuff I'm into right now. Shit.
Oh God, let's talk about that next week.
Yeah, no, that's a next week. That's a next week trauma.
Let's talk about that next week, brother. God, I just got done listening to the stretch of Spooky Dice Bag with Herluck Hogan. Fuck you for that, dwarf.
What about Happy Hogan?
See, that's a different thing entirely. But Mike, just a dwarf version of Hulk Hogan constantly sweating and looking like a tiny hot dog.
And like promoting like closeness to Lathander through like physical fitness.
Yeah.
Just constant sweating.
Yeah, just strip naked and wrestle, brother. It was so bad. Oh, God.
And that's what got me on Spooky Dice Bag.
Yep. Mike?
So I have a question here. There's something that just came to me. So we're bowling today, and on one of the TVs it had, stuff, going that's not bowling, but this was American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
And, watching them do all that. No, or not American Ninja Warrior, the other one, Ultimate Ninja Warrior. One of those.
One of them.
Anyway, so there was on, and one of my friends was like, you couldn't pay me enough to do this. I'm like thinking, if someone wanted to pay me like $250,000 a year to just train for, Ultimate Ninja, sure, I'd do it.
I think I'm too lazy.
Oh, but think about it. If they're for a job, if someone was going to pay you $250,000 a year, it doesn't say you have to be good at it. You just have to train for it.
Instead of Ultimate Ninja Warrior, make it Takeshi's Castle.
Well, yeah, obviously we'd rather do that or Wipeout, but but say if it was Ultimate Ninja Warrior, would you?
No.
Even $250,000.
Mike, I know the limits of my physicality,
I'm not saying
and
you have
that's
to be good at it.
unfortunately running slowly.
Not saying you have to even get close to being good at it. You just have to train at it, like 8 hours a day training for it.
And you'd probably have like a nutritionist or something that would help you like, eat right.
You'd be making enough to where you could. Yeah.
I don't expect to succeed, but like, hey, if you're going to pay me like money to like eat healthy and exercise, yeah.
Yeah. I just don't do it because it's, I got a job and everything else. So yeah, I would do it.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Hey, yes, pay me to live my life longer.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm
just way too lazy.
I guess I shouldn't judge you for that, but
But you're gonna.
I'm trying not to. Trying really hard not to.
You start lazy, but it becomes like a discipline thing, and they help you kind of. It's not like you have to run like 50 laps in like one day. I don't know how the fuck these trainers.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of like ramp. You say you can only do one sit up a day. Well, that's all you're doing.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of how this goes. I train for like a full year.
Yeah.
And get to doing okay there, and then get up there to do it, and then drop dead of a heart attack.
Well, I'm just saying you don't have to be any good at it. You're just doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you could potentially just kind of fail at the first obstacle, and like you've gotten all that money.
Yeah.
And you've gotten that training and shit like that, and you're good. Yeah, like game the system, dude.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, what happened to Kevin? Well, he put on another 120 pounds and is stuck in his chair. All he does is eat chips now.
Beefcake.
Beefcake. You can achieve your dreams.
Look at me. Okay, so that wasn't a game or anything. That was just an idle question I had.
Yeah.
Oh, a game. We must play a game.
So is it game time, I guess?
It's game time.
All right. Well, Considering I haven't come up with a game,
Oh, God damn it.
I'm serious. I haven't been able to think of one. Not at all. So
You know how I know you have no game?
I have no game. Yes, you're right. Because I'm single.
There you go. That's the game. Let's make fun of Mike.
Yes.
I
No,
do that enough.
thinking of a number between 1 and 100.
What the
Closest
fuck?
wins. I don't know.
Well, what are the
7.
stakes here? What are the stakes here?
I don't know.
What do I get if I
gotten that
win?
far.
What do I do if I mercilessly beat Kevin at this?
You get to bask in your awesomeness.
You get to revel in the fact that you're better than me.
At random chance, yes.
Yeah, and I get to revel in the fact that I'm better than you.
No, I mean, let's see. I mean, I got
a
nothing
number.
really.
Pick a number.
7.
You said 0 to 99, or
0 to
So I said 0 to 100, but yeah.
I'm gonna go with 50.
So is it closest, or do we just keep going?
I
Are we
think
doing
it's
prices
close.
right?
That's what I'm saying. Is like,
I
well,
think it
it's
should
not a
be
monetary.
closest.
It's not a monetary thing, so we're not going with that. I mean, not over or under doesn't matter.
Well, I want to know who was closest.
You were
Really?
Yeah.
What was the number?
17.
Wow, I actually got the number in there.
I call bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm mad now.
You're mad.
We're in the same room, so he can pick up on my psychic brain
Yeah,
waves.
you're holding up like 10 fingers and 7 toes.
I cannot even see Mike right now.
We'll turn some lights on.
Turn on your monitor. No. Oh, man. Did y'all ever hear about that meme on Something Awful where somebody would say, God, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen? People would be like, turn on your monitor. It took me a while to get that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're saying that because you're seeing your own reflection. You're awful. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
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 What a game.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll do better next time because
awfulest of
David's
games.
hosting next week.
Oh, I'm going to have some game that does not work but somehow works.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I know what my next game's going to be.
Tell us. No.
Yeah, I will. I'll tell you because this is a great idea. I'm going to pick an obscure show from the 80s and y'all have to guess what
So
it is.
it's just
Like
Akinator
20
again?
Huh?
It's just Akinator?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be like 20 questions, and y'all have to figure out what the show is, and I promise it won't be...
Oh, so it's a reverse Akinator.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I didn't remember what Akinator was.
Yeah.
But y'all ask me questions, and I promise it won't be Misfits of Science.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just 20 questions then.
Yeah, we'll do 20 questions, but it's an 80s TV show.
An ADT.
Blame it on my ADT.
Baby.
Sail.
All right. Well,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm back in host chat looking at that fucking picture.
Oh,
I'm
God damn
not
it.
going. I can't.
Kevin, go back. Go now.
Seriously.
We need something funny to end the show on.
Seriously.
I wish I found something that funny.
Oh my god. It just looks like he has like a mentally deficient squid on his head, and he's so happy about it. I don't know. He looks like the kind of guy that used to like frequent Something Awful back in the early aughts.
Yeah.
Like he's got Goonbeard.
Yes.
Oh god, he's got
That's just going to be the
Goonbeard.
episode description, is just that picture.
I think that should be the name of the episode is Goonbeard.
Goonbeard. I'll write that
Oh
down.
god. Oh, fuck.
All right, then. Well, do we have any other things we need before we're done?
Don't forget to head to supernatpod.rocks if you would like to check out every episode of this show or the other show.
Supernat.
Supernat, thank you. It's in the URL. We may have to find new hosting soon.
Uh-oh.
Because it will start dropping old episodes from the feed soon.
Oh, yeah. I remember you told me that problem.
We'll figure something out. Me and David got plans, which are to think of something.
We'll figure.
Something dark.
Figure it out.
But
that's the plan.
That, and head to spookydicebag.com to listen to our other show. Yeah. And Mike, you got anything?
No, I mean, I'm good.
2 shows, still nothing to plug.
No. I mean,
right.
Other than, watch Reacher and Invincible.
Justice for Prague Snarbo.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right, well, we're done for this
Wow,
week.
you're not going to ask me if I have anything to plug? Wow.
Do you have
I
anything?
do. Yes, I do, actually.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. What do you want me to say?
No, I
I'm
appreciate
terrible
the
at
I'm sorry.
this.
Well, I like that Kevin took over asking about plugs, and then it gets to you, and then you neglect to ask me for plugs. So.
Well, yeah.
Wow, we've fallen off the wagon here. Anyway, so new chapter of Fang of Traceria is out. Next week is a new chapter of The Dead Life. Just recently did a couple updates on Steamboat Sailor Brawl. And then at the end of the month, there's going to be some Cosmic Dash pages. And then, as always, RGBots has been updating. I have been posting shit at hpcomics.com. So, there we go.
Woo!
Well, thank you, David. Sorry to neglect you, but, we're not all perfect show hosts like you are.
I'm furthest from perfect here.
So,
I don't know. You're still consistent-er.
And, well, we're done, I guess. Unless anyone else wants to critique my
Not in particular.
performance.
This is every bit of chaos I wanted it to be. Hail Discordia.
Mike, you're a fine host, Mike. Your episodes are some of my favorite.
Well, we're done. Goodbye.
Hey,
I
Kevin.
guess.
Wow.
Kevin, go back to host chat.
Oh, no.
Oh,
What did
God.
you do?
What's wrong?
I thought you had something. It's just that shit. It's just that shithead. Oh, God. It's the smile. Mike,
Yeah.
if Paul had been a dwarf,
Yes.
this would have been him.
So just happened to scroll through Facebook just now,
Oh, no.
and I saw something that made me irrationally angry. It's one of these, it's some woman painting her door to look like a medieval door, with hinge straps and everything, but she painted it the wrong direction.
Oh, no.
The hinge straps are going to the latch side of the door. And
You dumb bastard.
I know, it's so annoying. It's like, how can you do this to me? It's like you're living in a house that is a lie.
Wow. Fuck that.
Yeah.
House autism.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.